Hello everyone, myself Shivangi Desai, your instructor for the video series of data mining and business intelligence. Today's our topic is Introduction to Data Mining. So today we will discuss further topics relevant to data mining. Now let's get started. The first topic is KDD process. Here KDD stands for Knowledge Discovery in Databases. Why we need data mining? Well, the volume of information is increasing every day that we can handle from business transaction, scientific data, sensor data, pictures, videos, and etc. So we need a system that will be capable of extracting essence of information available and that can automatically generate reports, views or summary of data for better decision making. Data mining is used in business to make better managerial decisions by automatic summarization of data, extracting essence of information stored, and discovering patterns from the raw data. Now, data mining is also known as knowledge discovery in databases, which refers to the non-trivial extraction of implicit, previously unknown, and potentially useful information from data stored in databases. So let's understand the KDD process in detail. As you can see in this figure, there are various stages of KDD process. Let's start with the data cleaning and integration phase. What is data cleaning? Data cleaning is defined as removal of noisy and irrelevant data from collection. It includes cleaning in case of missing values, cleaning noisy data where noise is a random or variance error, cleaning with data discrepancy detection and data transformation tools. Now what is data integration? Data integration is defined as heterogeneous data from multiple sources combined in a common source, also known as data warehouse. Data integration is performed using ETL, known as extract, load and transformation process. Next step is data selection and transformation. Data selection is defined as the process where data relevant to the analysis is decided and retrieved from the data collection. Data selection can be performed using neural network, decision trees, naive Bayes, clustering, regression, and etc. Next is data transformation, which is defined as the process of transforming the data into appropriate form which is required by mining procedures. So this is the second step of KDD process. Next is data mining. Data mining is defined as clever techniques that are applied to extract patterns which are potentially useful. It is a process of discovering patterns in a large data set which involves methods of machine learning, statistics and database systems. And the last step is evaluation and presentation. Pattern evaluation is defined as identifying strictly increasing patterns representing knowledge based on given measures. Once the patterns are discovered, it needs to be expressed in high-level languages and visual representations. This representation should be easily understandable. So we can say knowledge presentation is defined as technique which utilizes visualization tools to represent data mining results. Now let's discuss the classification of data mining system. As you can see, there are 4 different criteria to classify a data mining system. So let's start with classification according to the kind of database mined. A data mining system can be classified according to the kind of database that are used for mining. There are different types of database that can be mined, like flat files, data warehouse, transactional databases, web data and etc. So each of this can be used to classify a data mining system. Next is classification according to the kind of knowledge mined. Data mining system can be categorized according to the kind of knowledge they mine, that is based on data mining functionalities such as characterization, discrimination, association and correlation, analysis, classification, prediction, clustering, outlier analysis and evaluation analysis. A comprehensive data mining system usually provides multiple and integrated data mining functionalities. Next is classification according to the kind of techniques utilized. Data mining systems can be categorized according to the underlying data mining techniques employed. These techniques can be described according to the degree of user interaction involved. Say for example, autonomous systems, interactive exploratory systems, query-driven systems, or the method of data analysis employed. Say for example, database-oriented or data warehouse-oriented techniques, machine learning, statistics, visualization, pattern recognition, and so on. A sophisticated data mining system will often adopt multiple data mining techniques or work out an effective integrated technique that combines the merits of a few individual approaches. And the last is classification according to the applications adopted. Data mining systems can also be categorized according to the application they adapt. For example, data mining system may be tailored specifically for finance, telecommunications, DNA, stock markets, email, and so on. Different applications often require the integration of application-specific methods, and therefore a generic all-purpose data mining system may not fit domain-specific mining task. Now let's discuss integration of data mining system with a data warehouse. Well, data warehouse is a system that extracts, cleans, confirms, and delivers source data into a dimensional data store and then supports and implements querying and analysis for the purpose of decision making. Data mining and data warehouse systems possible integration schemes include no coupling, loose coupling, semi-tight coupling, and tight coupling. So let's discuss no coupling. No coupling means that a data mining system will not utilize any of the function of a data warehouse or a database system. It fetches the data from a particular source and processes that data using some data mining algorithms, and the data mining results is stored in another file. Next is loose coupling. In this scheme, the data mining system may use some of the functions of databases or a data warehouse system. It fetches the data from the data repository managed by these systems and performs data mining on that data. It then stores the mining results either in a file or in a designated place in a database or in a data warehouse. Loose coupling is better than no coupling because it can fetch any portion of data stored in databases or data warehouses by using query processing, indexing, and other system facilities. However, many loosely coupled mining systems are main memory based because mining does not explore data structures and query optimization methods provided by database or data warehouse systems. It is difficult for loose coupling to achieve high scalability and good performance with large data sets. Next is semi-tight coupling. Semi-tight coupling means that besides linking a data mining system to a database or data warehouse system, efficient implementation of a few essential data mining primitives can be provided in the database or data warehouse system. These primitives can include sorting, indexing, aggregation, histogram analysis, multi-way join, and pre-computation of some essential statistical measures such as sum, count, mean, max, standard deviation, and etc. And last is tight coupling. Tight coupling means a data mining system is smoothly integrated into a database or a data warehouse system. The data mining subsystem is treated as one functional component of information system. Data mining queries and functions are optimized based on mining query analysis, data structures, indexing schemes, and query processing methods of a database or a data warehouse system. Now let's discuss the applications of data mining. Here are the list of areas where data mining is widely used. Let's start with data mining in healthcare. Data mining in healthcare has excellent potential to improve the health system. It uses data and analytics for better insights and to identify best practices that will enhance healthcare services and reduces the cost. Analysts use data mining approaches such as machine learning, multidimensional database, data visualization, soft computing, and statistics. Data mining can be used to forecast patients in each category. The procedure ensures that the patients get intensive care at the right place and at the right time. Data mining also enables healthcare insurers to recognize fraud and abuse. Next is data mining in market basket analysis. Market basket analysis is a modeling method based on a hypothesis. If you buy a specific group of products, then you are more likely to buy another group of products. This technique may enable the retailers to understand the purchase behavior of a buyer. This data may assist the retailer in understanding the requirement of the buyer and altering the store's layout accordingly. Using a different analytical comparison of results between various stores or between customers in different demographics groups can be done. Next is data mining in education. Education data mining is a newly emerging field concerned with developing techniques that explore knowledge from the data generated from educational environments. Educational data mining objectives are recognized as affirming students' future learning behavior, studying the impact of educational support, and promoting learning science. An organization can use data mining to make precise decisions and also to predict the results of the student. With the results, the institution can concentrate on what to teach and how to teach. Next is data mining in manufacturing engineering. Knowledge is the best possessed by a manufacturing company. Data mining tools can be beneficial to find patterns in a complex manufacturing process. Data mining can be used in system level designing to obtain the relationships between product architecture, product portfolio, and data needs of the customers. It can also be used to forecast the product development period, cost, and expectation among the other tasks. Next is data mining in CRM. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, which is all about obtaining and holding customers and also enhancing customer loyalty and implementing customer-oriented strategies. To get a decent relationship with the customer, a business organization needs to collect data and analyze those data. With data mining technologies, the collected data can be used for analytics. Next is data mining in fraud detection. Billions of dollars are lost to the action of frauds. Traditional methods of fraud detection are a little bit time consuming and sophisticated. Data mining provides meaningful patterns and turning data into information. An ideal fraud detection system should protect the data of all the users. Supervised method consists of a collection of sample records, and these records are classified as fraudulent or non-fraudulent. A model is constructed using the data and the techniques is made to identify whether the document is fraudulent or not. Next is data mining in lie detection. Apprehending a criminal is not a big deal, but bringing out the truth from him is a very challenging task. Law enforcement may use the data mining techniques to investigate offenses, monitor suspected terrorist communications, and etc. This technique includes text mining also, and it seeks meaningful patterns in data, which is usually unstructured text. The information collected from the previous investigation is compared and a model for a lie detection is constructed. Next is data mining in financial banking. The digitalization of the banking system is supposed to generate an enormous amount of data with every new transaction. The data mining technique can help bankers by solving business-related problems in banking and finance by identifying trends, casualties, and correlations in business information and market cost that are not instantly evident to managers or executives, because data volume is too large or are produced too rapidly on the screen by experts. The managers may find this data for better targeting, acquiring, retaining, segmenting and maintain a profitable customer. So that's it about this lecture. Thank you.